Just when you thought the dead were buried, they're back in City of the Walking Dead. The final chapter of the invasion of the zombies.
To the city limits, then quite definitely in a northeastern direction.
When the living were dead in the suburbs, the zombies came to the city.
This individual and others like him have been subjected to strong doses of atomic radiation, which increase their physical capacities beyond the norm.
City of the Walking Dead.
Please note bases 112 and 401 to stand by with helicopters, and if necessary, squadrons of fighter bombers.
You cannot kill someone who is already dead. They had their night, and now it's their day. They are everywhere. There's no escape. Don't miss the most horrifying movie of all time, City of the Walking Dead, from 21st Distribution. Rated R.
Because of the grisly subject matter presented in the motion picture, Night of the Zombies, no person under 17 years of age will be allowed in the theater unless they are accompanied by a parent or certified adult guardian. Night of the Zombies will be shown in its uncut version, and certain scenes may be quite shocking to some people. Again, we repeat, no one under 17 years of age will be admitted to Night of the Zombies unless they are accompanied by a parent or certified adult guardian.
You have to be accompanied by your parent.
My dad would not go with me, but to that. But let me tell you, if you don't know the titles, we're watching Nightmare City. Obviously, is the first one, and they have a million titles. And Virus, or Hell of the Living Dead, is our second movie. Guess which one Bill picked? Guess which one I picked? You can guess. The Bernard Mackay one's mine. A movie where they said, can you make another Dawn of the Dead, but make it happier? And he went, no, I can't do that. But I'll use all the Goblin music if that's cool with you. And they said, sure. And he did. And I can't wait. 2 weeks.
It's magical.
2 weeks.
Absolutely magical. You know, Night of the Zombies is probably one of the movies that I used to say that I hated the most. So this is going to be sort of my rediscovering of Night of the Zombies.
I love both these movies a lot, and they're very similar. They, in one fact, neither of them gives two fucks about their audience, their characters, reality. Great. That's why I love them. And Hugo's in the one, so that's great. So two different looks at. I like that trailer is great, where they pretty much promising you this is Day of the Dead. I might like both. I might like both these movies better than Day of the Dead. I'm not gonna lie to you. Yeah, Bill. This is a hot take.
This really is.
Yeah,
Them's fighting words.
I know.
Well, not with me, but probably with
I
other
like
people.
I like Return of the Living Dead better than Day of the Dead too. So that would be Gene would hate me for saying that 'cause I know he doesn't like Return that much, but that's okay. All things to all people. You know, I just
Whatever.
never. Day is not the movie that I want it to be, and I think that's probably why. I like it now, but like I watched Dawn so many times that I want. Day just feels very. I don't know. It just never hit me right. I don't know. Maybe I was
I
wanting.
understand that. You're not alone. You
Yeah.
know, Day of the Dead, the reputation has gone up, I think,
Yeah.
as time has gone on.
It's
And we've
almost
seen
time for me to rewatch it, and then maybe I'll feel different this time.
Well, we've seen so many shitty zombie movies since
Yeah.
that now we're like, oh, that movie was genius.
Though I
mean,
did get
I
excited
did like it.
about the new toys that are coming out. The toys I showed at Toy Fair because the Joe Plata figure you can tear him in half and his guts come
Oh
out.
my god,
Yeah, so choke
that's
on him.
amazing.
Yeah, so I'll definitely buy that, and I'll definitely buy Bud or Bubba. I mean, so I'll definitely have those two figures on my shelf. Pretty excited. There's also, as I sent to Bill, Trick or Treat Studios. I think I'm their target audience because there's a Blind Dead figure too, or not Blind Dead, Blood Island figure. Who would buy this other than me? And also a Maniac Cop figure, which I'm super excited about. And I will be putting that on my shelf. So yeah, it's exciting. I don't know. I'd always hope for toys of they keep making the same ones. The same toys get remade. There's a million Terrifier figures. There's a million Halloween figures. The stuff I want, I'm probably not going to get toys of. But and then I saw this. I sent it to Bill right away. I'm like, there's Blood Island Mego figure. I mean, how cool is that? And he was like, oh, you're probably going to buy that first day. I'm like, yeah, of course. Anyway, I like your Alanis Morissette reference, first off. Second off, I love this movie even more because this movie makes no sense. How do these people come together? We've seen how they come together, but why do they come together? I have a theory I shared with Bill. Why are they such good friends at first? How does stuff fall apart? A cat?
All of the social interactions in this movie are mystifying to me.
Yeah.
You know, I live for things like that. And I'm just thinking, okay, like these two young women ended up with these creeps on a yacht. And it happened because did they have something else to do? Because they were just sort of like stuck at this hotel and they needed a place to stay. And this ultra sleazebag, Alex Cord, overhears them and decides to put the make on them and invite them onto their yacht. And then they're with these like uppity kind of like rich kids. I don't know. They look like rich kids to me.
Yeah, they're rich kids. They're preppies, I think probably is what you're thinking.
They were beyond preppies to me. They were just sort of and that love theme music that would play whenever they
Aaron
were
Neville song that plays every once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
I like that there is a mutant cat on the ship, and at least 3 couples want to have sex, and nobody's like, "There's a cat that will turn your heart ultra pumping." That's fine. No worries, you know?
Only when you need to write somebody out of the script.
Yeah.
They got to languish and their bodies swelled up and exploded like aliens, sort of. They never really went all the way with that. There was that one George Kennedy looked like it was going to erupt out of his chest.
I was hoping for a cat chest burster. That would have been pretty cool.
Was something living inside of them? I think it was just their bodies exploding.
Yeah, and it's here's my theory on this movie, and maybe this says a lot about me, but I'll be open-minded. Let's be open-minded. We've all, maybe not all, but I would say a good chunk of the folks in the chat, when you could just go to get your medical marijuana, had to go to somebody's house to get weed or other drugs, and you're like in a situation that you don't want to be in, right? Like there's somebody that's too old for the room, maybe someone that's too young for the room. What brought these people together is marijuana, right? and you're stuck in this house and you're doing this and you're like, I just want to get my drugs and go. But yet fate keeps you in there. That's what this movie is. And I like that for this is like this was later remade as the firecracker scene in Boogie Nights. But it's very similar, at least to me. This has a mutant cat in it. Also, the cat does not look the same scene to scene in this movie, and I applaud that. I think this looks like a Film Mirage movie a lot, color wise, and it's not as weird as Night Train to Terror, and nothing is, but it's close, and it's like, yeah, let's get out there. The biggest applause that this movie got from Bill and me was when the ship sinks, because that is in the Martin de Osorio level effect. Like it's maybe even where he would look at that effect and laugh, and he'd be like, "Is that really what you have in there?"
Both of tonight's movies sent long, loving gazes to the Ghost Galleon.
Yeah,
because there was the first film definitely had Ghost Galleon vibes, and even this one with the final fate of the boat was so Armando de Osorio. And also, I think they shot that in Graydon Clark's bathtub, if I'm not mistaken.
That, and it has people that have never jumped into water before. The way that one guy jumped into the water, it was like, you're gonna die. Amazing. I wish I should have taken a screen cap of some of George Kennedy's dialogues. It just said "ow," and there's blood all over the screen. And the cat bit through his shoe. That doesn't happen. Cats can't do that.
And Tracy brought up something good about how George Kennedy was the one who tossed someone off the ship in the first one.
Yeah,
he got dumped in the second one.
You know what we call that in the world of Elton John? Circle life.
I was thinking more of Karma.
Oh, Karma Chameleon. Yeah. What's up, Jeff Drake? Hello. Thanks for coming to watch the show. I saw Paul's in here too. So hey, Paul. But yeah, I like how absolutely astoundingly fake the cat looks. I also like that the cat keeps coming back, and they're like, you know how we'll stop him? We'll float a briefcase out in the water, and he'll sit on the briefcase. This is the dumbest plan ever. And I also like where he's like, hey, I'm okay, when the thing's scratching him. And then at the end, a fat child, probably one of Graydon Clark's kids, picks up the cat, takes it home. Doesn't look anything like the cat we've seen for the rest of the movie.
I love when the monster cat comes out of the outside suit.
Yeah.
And it's just the suit is just kind of laying there like a dog toy or something. Yeah. They pull all the insides out of the dog toy and it looks like that.
Yeah.
It was weird. And I love it. I love how similar it is to that monster demon that comes out of the kid in Demons 2 and attacks them.
Yeah.
What's her name? Who wanted a piece of birthday cake in her neon sign lit apartment.
So yeah, tonight, Jeff, you're coming in late. We did Ghost Ship and Uninvited, 2 George Kennedy on a Ship movies. One with a German army dark past. And then this one, it's Uninvited, where a mutant cat makes its way onto a scuzzball ship that belongs to another character who somehow knows how to completely fix an ocean liner. There's a lot of this. Doesn't have a script as much as I'd like to think that this whole thing was very much a improv thing where everybody just kind of did what they wanted. You know what? George Kennedy got a check, and really, isn't that what this is all about? That he got paid for this the same year he did Naked Gun. Is this
got made? I mean, someone paid to make this movie, and it was. I don't think this played theatrically anywhere. Mm-hmm. There was a date on IMDb, but this could have just been a private screening somewhere of the movie once it was finished, because it was definitely not in any newspaper I had access to.
They used to do those like 2-day screenings in Los Angeles too, to say that it had played in theaters. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it didn't even get anything like that.
No. I like that there's a water fountain in the ship's control room. Also, that a lot of rooms on the ship felt like somebody's living room and not really like they were in a ship.
You think?
Yeah.
It reminded me of the sets from Double Agent 73.
Oh, man. Imagine if she was in it. You can tell that Doris Wishman didn't direct this because we didn't suddenly just cut to a piece of shag carpet and someone's foot for a minute, you know.
This movie focused way too much on people's faces and their mouths actually moving in sync with the dialogue than a Doris Wishman movie.
Yeah. Oh, but I'd like to see Doris Wishman where she's still alive. Look, I'm not advocating for AI movies, right? But when I get an AI engine that I can put in a prompt, Doris Wishman making Uninvited with Telly Savalas in it, I will do it, and it will be Bill and I will love it. Yeah, but still fun. Hopefully everybody enjoyed it, and if you didn't, well, now you know you have a new valley for your peaks.
Savalas, man, that was a phenomenon.
Oh,
I'm gonna watch Beyond the Poseidon Adventure
just for him.
Yeah, Sam and I were both saying in the break that neither one of us had seen that movie, so it's time we watched that.
It's time. We're going to do a double feature of that and Raise the Titanic, and that'll be the last episode of the show.
You know, Beyond the Poseidon Adventure is one of those movies that has like 45 minutes of footage that was cut out of it, but they showed it on TV.
Oh yeah, Superman was like that too. Remember, there was like a 3-hour Superman cut for TV.
Oh my god, there was stuff in that I couldn't even believe, like the stuff with the lions in what's his name's lair.
And Lex Luthor's lair.
Yeah.
Also, Star Trek: The Motion Picture was like that too. Like somehow it's like that movie felt like it was 9 hours in the theater, and like we got more. It's okay, but they did it anyway. So yeah. But
I love that this is a world where Uninvited exists. It's not really my favorite movie, but it's just fucking bizarre, and I don't understand how anybody. I can't believe it made it as far as it did.
No, like if you're like,
video.
Yeah, because like I can't even think of like we're gonna make this movie about a killer cat. Okay. Like, well, how does he get in like a neighborhood? You know what? We're never ever going to get into that. But there's also going to be a scene where someone asks, "Do you have a prism on this ship?" Which is what? Because he's trying to use the microscope on the ship, and he asks for a prism or a magnifying glass so he can study the blood better. No one.
Yeah, I love the scientific edge to this film.
Yeah,
even in this small group of people. There were people with the scientific method.
It's like they roll these characters up in Dungeons and Dragons just for this mission. Like we have a girl that knows how to use the boat, and but then like some of the other characters just don't make it. We have two girls with what did you say? Yeah,
silly putty
legs.
That scene where they were laying side by side in their bikinis, and her legs were in such a strange position, and she looked like she was made out of silly putty.
It's funny because when they're on the life raft, she says to him,
"Why'd you make me think of that now?"
I know. When they were on the raft, she says, "What did he give his life for?" Then they open up that case and it's $1 million, and she's like, "Okay, well that makes sense." And then like they almost die because they don't want to throw it away, and they still get the money. I guess
Austin Stoker never unzipped that bag. That was the most unrealistic thing, because that was a very official looking office. I'm sure they snooped in their bag, and you know, it was what a silly movie, right? I love how she opened the case and she knew it was $1 million just by looking in there.
Yeah,
she can count with her eyes.
That's $1 million. That's it. Yeah. That's all you need. Yeah, that's one of her skills, is she can drive and fix a boat.
I respect her.
And she can Rain Man $1 million. So yeah.
She lived too, and she got away with the money.
Yeah. And the guy. She got her dream guy. I guess. Is he your dream guy? I don't know. How long did
I don't know about all that.
I mean, how long did these relationships last after this?
Well, that's kind of what I was thinking about Death Ship.
Yeah,
I like to consider the lives that these characters have after the end credits.
Yeah,
like the family from Death Ship was just gonna go on, and they would always have this memory of a strange, ghost ship that picked them up and tormented them and killed everybody else in their party except
Those
their
kids
dad.
are going to be so good at two truths and a lie whenever they get hired by somebody. Yeah, you have to do all these dumb things when you started a company. Like, tell me about yourself, and well, I'm your new account executive, and I'm from New York. And one time my family went on vacation, and it was a death ship, and everybody died.
I survived the death ship.
I survived the death ship. And wow. I had a girl do that once. She stood up. She was like 30, right? And she said, "My name's blah, blah, blah. I really like fashion. I'm from New
Her
York
name was
City."
blah blah blah.
I can't remember her name was, but I can't legally. I probably shouldn't say her name because I'm about to make fun of her.
Yeah,
I'm from New York City. I love fashion, and I'm adopted. And I was like, "You're 30 now. You don't have to tell us you're adopted anymore." Like, doesn't that seem weird? Like, it seemed like that's not something.
I don't know.
It was not important. It was not important information.
That's what you think. They asked her to tell them something about herself, and she did.
But now, every time I saw her, I thought, "You're adopted." Like, I never had that. I never thought about that. And I'm like, how did this happen? Like, why would she tell us? And why didn't she deal with it? Why didn't this come out later? This feels like a later discussion more than like, tell me 3 things about you. Like, I like The Sopranos, and I like cheese, and I'm from New York. Like, that's fine. It just felt like really ultra personal at a very early stage of our relationship.
I'm still pegging my pants.
Yeah.
It was 1988, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. It's such a, people always ask me for that too. And I'm like, the weird thing is, like, most of my truths are weirder than any lies I would come up with. So I'm always like, yeah, I don't want to do this game. I also don't want to do, like, is anybody watched any fun movies this weekend? I'm like, yeah, I watched Uninvited. And they'll be like, what's that about? And then I'm like, I don't want to tell you. And it's just easier not to tell people, but such is life. Anyways, yeah, don't judge me on I just don't like these games that we play when we meet people at work. It just feels, and I have to come up with them now too. Now that I'm like a team lead, I have to do these what do you call it?
Oh God, yeah.
Like, I have to do these icebreakers, and it's always very strange to do these icebreakers. So I feel really cheesy doing it. So yeah. George Kennedy, really, I agree with you, Alden. George Kennedy did his best in this. I think he was definitely in a movie with a lot of folks that weren't good, and effects that charitably were horrible.
Who wasn't good?
I mean, no, everybody. And like effect, but yeah, he did it, and he did, and it was great. So yeah,
I love when the 2 girls started opening their tops. Like, somehow they got sucked into cleaning up this royal mess on this yacht, and yet none of them break a sweat. None of them are, like, covered in gunk from carrying dirty dishes, and they suddenly get the idea to open their blouses.
Yeah. Hey, you want to see what came in the mail and stuff this week?
Well, are we done talking about the uncanny?
Oh, I thought we were. Sorry. I can still talk. I can talk about it a lot more. I have a lot to say about it.
No.
Or would you like to do an icebreaker for the group? I can do it in an icebreaker.
I would never put you on the spot like that.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. Let's do an icebreaker.
Would you rather only be able to eat French fries for the rest of your life, or have 3 legs? Discuss. These are the kind of, like, what? That doesn't seem like right.
Who would want 3 legs? That would be a sort of, a curse.
There was that guy, that famous sideshow character that did that.
You'd have to make all your own clothes.
Yeah.
Or hire a really expensive tailor.
Yeah. But would you be better at certain sports? Could you?
You could be.
You could be. You could stand. You probably wouldn't get as tired standing. I like the Paul referred to that character as Darby Hinton. Dave says fries. Only eat fries. Yeah, these are kind of these icebreaker questions. Would you rather questions? I would like to have three legs, but it would be hard on an airplane, because where do you put the other leg? Like, you're not built for the airplane properly.
I guess it would be more stable to be tripedal.
Yeah, exactly.
Like the pods from what ball? There's always War of the Worlds, though. They did have weaknesses.
Like the common cold.
Well, other than that, being a tripod, I
Yeah.
think they had some kind of issue. It's been a long
Yeah,
time.
these this or that questions are always what people like. Like some of these are really dumb. But here, I'll give you another one. Would you rather have telepathy or would you rather teleport?
Oh, I'd rather have telepathy.
Really?
Yeah, because teleport, listen, no matter what anybody tells you, if you are teleported and your body is broken down in one place, you're dead. You're completely dead if your body gets broken down like that. Because
Is
then
this a Cronenberg teleporting is how you're
whatever
saying?
gets put back together on the other end, even if it looks like you, sounds like you, and talks like you, it's not you. It's a recreation of what you used to be or what you were up to this point, and it knows everything you know, but it's not you. It's like the Stepford Wives.
Wow. I like Jenny's.
Give me
Need to know:
telepathy.
are these 3 thin legs, or are they the same size as current? In my head, they're the same size as your current legs, and you get another big leg in the center. But your rules could be different, you know.
I guess that would be important to know. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd at least want to know what I was in for.
Yeah.
None of these like Wishmaster tricks.
Oh my God!
You know,
the
please
fucking
don't,
Wishmaster is a bastard, isn't he?
don't do that to me.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's. I always those movies have made me never. I'll never accept a wish from a genie.
Yeah, I have too much damage.
Yeah.
Unless it's Barbara Eden.
Yeah.
Her
Well,
magic could do everything except solve whatever problem was on that episode.
Would you rather meet Bigfoot or an alien? And you can't say but neither exist, Bill. This is because I know where you're going with this. But if you could meet Bigfoot or an alien, who would you rather meet?
I wouldn't say neither exists. I just, I'd rather meet an alien, I guess.
Yeah.
Although it would probably mean the end of life on Earth if something like that ever happened, like if an alien race came here. But yeah, I think that would be more interesting just to know what it's like wherever they are. If you could communicate with them, assuming that you could share some kind of language.
Yeah. Interesting.
What about you?
Man, it's hard because is Bigfoot an alien is a question that I've thought about a lot. And so if I met Bigfoot and he was an alien, I'm like, fuck, I could have just met an alien. But then if Bigfoot showed up, I would have been like, fuck, this is Wishmaster again. Right?
Yeah, like what would meeting Bigfoot entail? Because Bigfoot is apparently a subhuman creature, isn't he?
It depends on your theory of Bigfoot.
Okay.
I would say
I didn't know there were theories.
Yeah, is Bigfoot like highly intelligent?
Yeah.
I would probably want to meet an alien. But I guess you can't pick the alien that you're going to meet. So
yeah, that's true. I don't want to meet
I'm like fire. I could meet a fire in the sky alien and they're like fucking with my face. Yeah. No. Yeah. I don't know. I think
the fourth kind.
Yeah, exactly. Next thing you know, I'm like making mashed potatoes into Devil's Mountain.
I know better than to take the monkey's paw, Jenny.
Yeah.
Never.
Here's my last one, Bill. This is another deep one. Would you rather have a 1-minute conversation with your past self or your future self?
This is a really fucked up question.
It's a really and this is the kind of shit that people do at work and they ask me and I'm like, well,
I don't know what the right answer would be in a corporate environment. Like, do you want to actually answer the question honestly, or do you want to present some sort of image?
That's the thing. It's hard. Like usually I say something funny and innocuous that isn't a dick joke, which is really hard for me. Because people say stuff all the time. We have these slides that are called 3-way slides and 4-way slides. And literally someone said in a meeting the other day, has anyone got a 3-way yet today? Has anyone had a three-way today? And I almost said something. And I'm like, no, wait, there's HR. There's all this stuff. So, yeah.
Jeff Drake, we already watched both movies tonight. The first one was Death Ship, and the second one was Uninvited, a killer mutant cat movie from 1988 featuring George Kennedy and various other fabulous people. But it's over. We already watched it. You can find the links on Groovy Doom, though, and go watch it independently.
This is one other question. I could answer this in the corporate setting. And
Okay.
it is germane to the show. If you were to be chased through the forest, would you rather be chased by a zombie or by a lion?
Oh, a zombie, definitely.
Yeah, a zombie, right? That's the answer on that.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think I could take on a lion, but a zombie, I might.
I
have
saw Roar. I can't.
one zombie.
One zombie in a situation where I can get the high ground. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's the right answer.
We all know what to do when confronted with one zombie. It's when
Yeah.
there's multiple zombies you have to start worrying.
Yeah. And when you're around humans, that's what Day of the Dead did teach me, that the humans are more dangerous than the zombies. Yeah.
At least you know what the zombies are going to do. You can't predict what
No.
the humans are going to do.
Yeah. I believe that all zombies are slow as well. I don't like fast zombies.
I don't have a problem with fast zombies.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not my favorite, but you know, I think it was kind of exciting. Even Return of the Living Dead, they're fast in that movie, and you like that movie.
I do like that movie. Maybe I'm a liar. Maybe this taught me something.
Well, I'm just saying, you know, it makes it scary in a different way when they can run after you, and like, you know, there's like, I thought the remake of Dawn of the Dead was actually pretty good. Cringe.
That's okay. It's a good opinion to have.
It has a lot of like
the first 10. I think the first
things
10 minutes are great.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Yeah.
It has a lot of cringe things in it. Like they could have jettisoned most of the characters in that movie. It's way too many characters. You can tell where there were some really scary moments in that movie, especially the one where they drove out into that sea of zombies in a truck.
Mm-hmm.
And I know they had their fancy Dead Reckoning style anti-zombie thing, but I thought that was terrifying because I just really imagined being in the middle of it. But you know, and I love the ending. I love that it had this nihilistic ending.
While we're all together, here's my icebreaker question for you guys based on the movies tonight. If you could ride on one ship that we saw tonight, would you rather be on the Death Ship or the Uninvited ship?
Oh,
that's a very tough question. Because your chances of survival on both aren't high.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's, I guess, yeah, the yacht would be a safer bet. It's smaller, though, and you're more confined with the monster. Mm-hmm. But apparently, you can be comfortable enough on this boat to have carnal relationships in one of the cabins. So it can't be that scary.
Yeah. I'd like to think my chances of survival are better on the Uninvited ship because you're dealing with the supernatural in the Death Ship. And like it can, you know what I mean? It's like it can get in your head and it can do stuff versus like the cat. I've dealt with Cubby a lot. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I think I'd be okay with the cat. Or am I just I don't know.
No, I think that's a safer bet, honestly.
Yeah. Much safer than the Death Ship. Also, one says Uninvited and the other one says Death Ship. Just by title alone, you're probably going to die. So, interesting. All right, let's look at some ads.
Here's just some random shit that I pulled. Look at this. Did I show this last time we were on the air? I hope not.
You showed a Midnight Caller one, but I think it was different than this one.
Yeah, I mean, look at this.
Yeah.
This is just 3 moments of pure ecstasy. Sort of.
Wow. I love You Don't Have to Go to Texas for a Chainsaw Massacre. It's one of the best lines.
The whole fact that Pieces was actually released in the United States is amazing.
I know. And people went to it thinking that they're getting a normal slasher. And there's just moments of just, I don't know.
No, you're getting a movie where the killer hides a chainsaw behind his back.
Yeah.
And approaches one of the victims.
I ate chop suey, hurt my stomach. Wow. This is nice, Bill.
Yeah, and by the way, happy birthday to Linda Gillen.
Aw, awesome.
March 9th is Linda Gillen's birthday.
Aw.
But yes, this was an early screening of this movie under the title Terror House, a.k.a. Folks at Red Wolf Inn, with Ted V. Michaels' Blood Orgy of the She-Devils. This is pretty amazing.
What a night at the Pan Am.
Oh. And of course, isn't that Mr. Rabby?
It is, yeah.
The psychopath with Terror House playing second.
Yeah. Woo-hoo. Wow. I love that. Oh.
These are TV ads from Tucson from 1987. So we were supposed to see this one second because there's one further here. See, look, Friday the 13th was on. They said on Monday, The Fog with Adrienne Barbeau.
Oh, it must be this place.
It's just this place.
Channel 11 KM.
And Channel 11.
And Channel 11.
That's why you're so upset. Where was she going with that whole speech? I want to know where she thought that speech was going to end.
I think she was like just looking for her chance. If this girl looks away, I'm stabbing her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so like she was just kind of riffing at that point.
Why didn't she stab her out at the Jeep? I'll never understand that.
No.
Why did she start talking to her?
Maybe she like sees her as maybe one of the good ones. I don't know.
Someone's cutting up counselors at Camp Crystal Lake.
Want to take a stab at who it is?
That's like the fall season preview for my Mrs. Voorhees show, This Place, where she's a counselor at Camp Crystal Lake.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
You know, none of the murders actually happened, but everybody thinks they did, and everybody thinks she's an insane serial killer.
Oh.
But it's sort of like basically the first episode is the first Friday the 13th without any of the murders.
Nice.
And Alice is psychotic at the end. She thinks everyone else has been murdered. Then they all start coming back, like Jack and Marcy and Ned.
Oh,
and it's all very funny at the end because this is a situation comedy.
Yeah, I love it.
This Place.
Mondays at 8 on 11 KMSB.
The very next week, Friday the 13th Part 2 was on.
I like that photo is something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is it?
I don't know.
It's a hand with a knife, obviously, but it looks like a spatula.
Yeah. Jason, you're the camp cut up.
Jason's mom has got it going on.
Aw. How about Jason's mom?
That in the chat. And then, of course, we'll go back to Adrienne Barbeau and The Fog. Stevie.
The great entertainers are every 8 o'clock every night on KMSB, except on Tuesdays when we'll have Wildcat basketball.
Pea soup served by Killer Ghost Mariners. They do deliver. That's actually really funny. That's my kind of dad joke.
Yeah.
Okay, now let's go back this way. Oh, of course, she had to get in on it.
Yeah. Hey, don't watch this one alone. And stay awake 10:30 for the late show with Joan Rivers.
I know. 10:30's late.
Yeah.
10:30 used to be like, am I going to go out tonight or not? Yeah, I'm going out, of course.
On the Late Show.
What else we got involved? This is
Oh,
for you.
well, yeah. Thank you.
It's all for you, Damien.
Oh, it is. Oh, remember this because I'm about to bring it up again in a little bit.
Oh, well, bring it. Can you bring it up now?
No.
I know. You still want to show your what came in.
Yeah, I have. Yeah, but let's talk about this ad. My God, Maximum Overdrive and Trick or Treat together is a Sam double feature, 100%.
Yeah, but look down there at the Apache.
Yeah, Demons, Link, a Canon film, and Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. That's all me. And Avenging Force, and now if Armed and Dangerous, Avenging Force moved into that Chainsaw 2, 100%. That's great. I like Ferris Bueller and Back to School. That's a good double feature. I'd pick Back to School over Ferris Bueller, though. Flight of the Navigator and Short Circuit. That's for the kids. This is some really great double features. Choke Canyon. You said who directed that. I can't remember who directed that.
Oh, well, that's actually the next
okay.
ad right there.
Yeah.
It was produced by a video Asonitus.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah. How about that font for Choke Canyon? I love it.
That was pretty common. That's usually like on anything that you get.
But that's like very the future, that Choke Canyon.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Everything was going to be like this starting in like 1992, right?
That's how the type you would read in the newspaper would look like that. And then you would go in your kitchen and press a button and like a pill would come out that tastes like carrots. That was the future that I was promised. Instead, I'm still eating the same food.
Have you seen this movie?
No, I want to see it now.
Yeah, I haven't seen it either.
I actually added it to my list of stuff to look up after seeing this ad.
I haven't really researched this very much.
Well, what if I had a little box, a magic box, and I typed in Choke Canyon, and
well, it had people in it, as my post said. Janet Julian from Humongous is in it. Lance Henriksen, Bo Svensson, and Victoria Racimo from Prophecy and The Magic Garden of Stanley Sweetheart.
It's directed by Charles Bale, who was in The Stuntman, and he did Cleopatra Jones in the Casino of Gold, Black Samson, The Gunball Rally, The Stuntman, House of Seven Corpses, Freebie and the Bean. He worked on these movies. But it's about a cowboy scientist fighting a corporation who wants to dump atomic waste on land that he has leased. So Stephen Collins is a cowboy scientist trying to find an alternative energy source. So there's that. Wow, Lance Henriksen. And then that's a pretty interesting cast. Shot in the Moab Salt Flats in Utah. And Mike and the Mechanics' song Silent Running was chosen for this movie.
Oh, wow. That I did not know. Are you serious?
I swear to God.
Let
me read this to you. This is on Wikipedia. The Mike and the Mechanics' song Silent Running was chosen in Parent Choke Canyon because its atmosphere suited the film's tone. For promotional reason, the song's title was extended to Silent Running on Dangerous Ground, which is the title of the film in the UK, even though the lyrics have no connection to the film. The video for the song features a few clips from the film, but primarily follows the story of the lyrics, which are about an astronaut trying to send a message to the past in order to warn his family of an imminent societal breakdown. This film was also delayed so that it would coincide with the passing of Halley's Comet past Earth. How about that?
Very creepy.
Yeah, he also did. I've seen one of this director's movies, Street Corner Justice, starring written by Gary Kent and starring Mark Singer from V, and it's set in Pittsburgh in the beginning. And he's a cop on the Pittsburgh Force, and he gets kicked off because he finds a satanic serial killer played by Clint Howard. And he beats him up so bad that he loses his license. And it's right up by Redbeards in Mount Washington is where the scene's shot. And then he goes out to California and helps a whole neighborhood like Death Wish 3. So, but yeah, that's another Chuck Bale movie. How about that? Man, I am really excited about them using Mike and the Mechanics for this movie.
I still can't get over that.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever will.
Oh my God.
Okay, let's look at your stuff that came in the mail. How about it?
How about I got some stuff at the convention.
Whip it out.
First off. So this is the stuff from Horror Realm last week. And some stuff that Becca got. She got Robert Russler, who is from, Nightmare on Elm Street, Rad, and Vamp. There we go.
Oh, Vamp, yeah.
And he told us an amazing story about Vamp. He was they were in between breaks, and he was smoking a cigarette with Keith Haring, who started drawing on his shirt. And he said, he's like, oh, cool. Like, he didn't even really know anything about Keith Haring. And came home, put the shirt in his mom's garage, because that's where he kept all his stuff from movies. And then after Keith Haring died, maybe 2 or 3 years after, he asked someone, he said, how much would that shirt be worth? And when they told him, he tore apart his mom's garage. Never found it. But there's a...
He never found it.
Never found it. But there's a Vamp autograph that she got, which is pretty cool. And then Becca also met Gerald Kramer, who is in Killer Clowns. And really nice autograph on this one. Very exciting. Pink marker is pretty cool.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, and then I posted the picture, but very excited. Met Lisa Scrage from Prom Night 2, which is probably one of my favorite movies ever. And I got this awesome autograph, which has my favorite line from the movie. It's not who you come with, it's who takes you home. And so pretty sweet.
Mary Lou. She was so full of wisdom.
And then Severin was actually showing Rats Night at Terror there, and they were giving these out. So how awesome.
At that.
How amazing is that?
That is beautiful.
So that's going up on the wall. So yeah. It's
I have a Rats on VHS.
Oh, dude, this is the Japanese VHS of Rats, which is pretty sweet.
Mine's the plain old US one, and it's broken.
Oh.
I think it got eaten by an old VCR. I'll have it though.
I got the Rats book while I was there too. The Brad Carter book, which is pretty cool. It's very thick, and very excited about this. And then here's the other stuff I bought there, and then what came in the mail kind of mixed in. I can't go to a show without buying something from John Russo, right?
Well, I hope you did.
I did. I got the one of his movies I had not seen, The Mob Boss and the Soul Singer, which has Debbie Rochon and Bruno Sammartino in it. So there's an autographed one. My wife said, how much did you spend on that? $30. Come on. What am I doing with my life? Anyway, I did not buy this. Becca bought this. I don't want to admit that this is in my house.
Wait, I didn't see what it was because I was trying to pull up a file. What is it?
Long Legs.
Oh, Long Legs.
Yeah. I did buy this from the Severin booth. Why did I not buy this when it came out? But look how beautiful that is.
Oh, that is nice.
Yeah, I love the back cover. So
I never want to see that movie again. That's the problem with Night Train Murders.
Oh, I love it so much.
Same thing with Last House on the Left. I never want to see it again.
Look how cool that art is. Like, it's amazing.
It's beautiful. I only call that movie Last House Part 2.
No, and me too. And I would hope that you would only refer to it as Last House Part 2. Finally,
even though you could also mean Bay of Blood when you say Last House Part 2.
I would know you were talking about Night. I would call it Xmas Massacre.
That's true.
Yeah.
I take that back. I call Bay of Blood Last House Part 2 and Night Train Murders Xmas Massacre.
Finally got it, Bill. This is the not the limited edition one. This is the this is going to be out in a couple weeks. This is the commercial available trick or treat. If you didn't get the one that sold out right away, this will be coming out. And I love the like chromium style cover. Pretty sweet. That came from Synapse. Severin sent some stuff. They sent The Mask of Satan, which is the Lombardo Bava remake of his father's film. But yeah, pretty cool.
That's a big idea to get used to.
It's a huge idea to get used to. They also sent the first Brandon Cronenberg film, Antiviral, that they put out on 4K. And Delicatessen, which they put out too, which is a pretty big movie for them. So that's pretty exciting.
I saw that at the Pittsburgh Playhouse when it
Oh,
was
really?
newish. Yeah.
Oh man. Then here's what else came. These are from MVD. Quackster Fortune has a cousin in the Bronx. This is an early Gene Wilder movie and one of the first Margot Kidder movies. And this 21st Century actually had got the rights to this and re-released it after Gene Wilder was making all his movies with his comedy movies in the late 70s, early 80s. And they did a 21st Century poster that doesn't make it look like a romantic comedy at all. But yeah. And then this is a new Troma one, Eating Miss Campbell. Got that from them. This is from Police Python. This is a box set. And then this is from Eureka. It is The Daredevils, an Ode to Gallantry, Shaw Brothers. This is from Unearthed Films, 100 Tears, which I've not seen, but looks pretty cool. And finally, I got The Eel from Radiance. So that's like 2 weeks worth of stuff.
Wait, what's The Eel?
I don't know. I'm excited to find out. There'll be a review on the site. So I'll have that. And you can check out the reviews. They'll be coming up this week, as well as I figure out how do I fit these into my collection. There's not a lot of room left, but if you come to the drive-in in April, good news. I'll have, as always, like a big box worth of stuff.
You'll be clearing out some space.
Yeah, I'll be clearing out some space, and you can.
I love that you got an early Margot Kidder film. I love her so much.
I love her. This movie's pretty good. It's interesting. She goes to Ireland to be to college and meets Gene Wilder's character, who is a manure salesman. He follows after horses and like
right
so they're like a weird mismatched couple. And it's actually kind of charming. But again, if you went to see it after Stir Crazy and you're expecting like the wildness of Silver Streak or Stir Crazy, you're not going to get it.
Clark, you just described the exact contents of my purse. I love everything she says in the Superman movies. And I was so horrified when I saw Superman 3. I was like, wait a minute, she's not one of the main characters? That was like the level of betrayal that people felt when they saw Alien 3.
I was really upset.
Nude and Hicks were... I know you said you walked out.
But I felt the same way about Superman 3, like, because to me, like, especially, she's so central to humanizing him in the first movie.
Yeah.
And to not have her is really...
You just don't do it. You don't make a movie, a Superman movie in 1983 or whatever year it was. And she's not the main character.
Also, I talked about some of the other stuff I saw at Toy Fair. The craziest thing at Toy Fair is there's an action figure of Nuclear Man from Superman 4. Who wants that other than me? Because it's a canon movie. But I guess everything's going to be a toy these days, Bill. That's how it works.
You're the one buying that shit. I don't buy that stuff.
I
told you, it gives me a nervous breakdown because I just like have to find a place for it in my life.
Well, that's why you needed just a room. That's why I stopped buying other stuff and I just buy G.I. Joe and movies. Those are the only two things I buy now. So, but that's the problem. Like this week, new G.I. Joes came out and I spent $250 on G.I. Joes this week.
Oh my God.
And they won't come out for over a year, but there's a box set.
Well, you have to pre-order them now then.
Yeah. There's a box set coming out for San Diego Comic-Con of the Dreadnoks as the heavy metal band called Slither, which is like my dream G.I. Joe release. It's like $300. I'm like, okay. I already have a $500 Cobra Jet coming. Like, this is the dumbest shit. But you know what? When I was a kid, little Sam back then was like, someday I'm going to grow up and I'm going to live in a house filled with G.I. Joe figures and movies. And I'm going to be married to Betty Page. So, I'm doing it as close as I can.
You got most of that down.
I got it. I'm very pleased with my wife. My wife's wonderful. So, yeah, but the Cold Slither set is awesome. It also has 2 Gem and the Holograms references on it. And there's a new Gem and the Holograms figure, too, at Walmart. I got it for Becca for Valentine's Day. And she was super excited about it. So that's Becca's G.I. Joe is Gem. versus she tries to understand G.I. Joe, but I don't expect her to, right? It's like the other thing I don't have right now is some new shirts. You'll see some other shirts coming up on the show. Becca got, if you've ever seen her at the drive-in, she always gets those really wild hoodies that have like all the different designs on them. Like they have multiple like things. She got a really cool Phantasm one, Bill, and it's really neat. It has like the ball going up the arm, and then it has like all different sayings printed on it. It's really nice.
Don't fear.
Yeah. Fear is the mind killer. No one had seen Dune before they saw Phantasm. It didn't work. So anyways, super excited to do the show. This was a rough week of work and life. So it was really great seeing you guys and doing the show. So
yeah,
super happy to do it. Even though it's super late. It's already 4:08. Jesus Christ.
4:08. But that's only because it's really only 3:08, if that makes you feel any better.
Yeah. And then you know me, I'm probably going to watch something else before I go to bed.
Don't even tell me that.
Yeah. If you go to the site this week, I'll tell you before we go. A lot of shot on video stuff this week, including a really weird Canadian musical called Metal Messiah, which I'd never seen, and a movie called Mr. Stitch, which was strange. And also, I finally watched this police training movie called Surviving Edged Weapons, which I wanted to see for years, Bill. It might be the best movie I've ever seen. Like, it's my new favorite movie.
You just throw that phrase around like that, though, Sam Panico.
Not like this. This movie is... So, it's a movie... It's supposed to be a cop training film about how to protect yourself from edged weapons. Why does it need a satanic mass in it? Why does it have numerous scenes of dick in it? Why... shocking dick scenes. Why does it have... it ends with the cop crying about knives. It's fucking wild. I loved it.
What was that addressed again?
It was, what was it? The name, Surviving Edged Weapons. Look for it on the site. It's something else. And a couple Todd Sheets movies. I love Todd Sheets movies this week. A lot of the stuff I'll be doing this week is stuff that Visual Vengeance has already hinted at is coming out. So that might be why I'm doing it. And also don't forget Dinosaur Valley Girls and Furious are both out on Blu-ray now from Visual Vengeance, which is pretty great. And Dinosaur Valley Girls is a lot of fun. It was a USA Up All Night movie, but you probably saw the cut one. I'm here to tell you the uncensored one is just wall-to-wall boobs and dinosaurs. The dinosaurs look better and other stuff, but most importantly, Bill is holding something magical that I can't wait to get a copy of.
Ta-da! Here it is.
Yeah.
1980 yearbook, the brand new issue of fanzine Drive-In Asylum. You can order it now at groovydoom.etsy.com.
Yeah. Let's show the back. Can I see the back cover too? I want to see the beautiful back cover. Oh, yes. Oh.
And there's the death ship face right on the back page.
And there's the boogeyman girl.
Al Pacino too.
Aw. Weird to believe that these children saw their mom have sex, and this led to the boogeyman.
Oh, you're going to talk about the boogeyman now. Don't get me going. The boogeyman is just one of the strangest movies that I can think of. That there's no reason why it should work, and yet it still does.
I love it, but yeah, it is a fucking mess. Both of them, the first, the second one even more so. I like that the second one is totally meta, where they're making a movie of it. So we have to show the first one in the scenes where we're making a movie of it.
Sure.
And yeah, okay.
As one does.
I also like that he really pushed that I worked with Andy Warhol thing. And like, kinda. You did Concrete Cowboys with him, which doesn't really count. But okay. You can use that Andy Warhol credit all you want.
Our next episode of the Drive-In Asylum double feature will be Saturday, March 22nd.
Yeah.
It'll be here before you know it. It's 2 weeks away.
Hell of the Living Dead, Nightmare City, or
Igor from Fright Lounge and the East Meets the West podcast will be joining us.
I can't wait.
It'll be lots of fun.
He wanted to do Nightmare City really bad, so I'm excited that that he's
Yeah.
doing. Yeah.
There was one show that you couldn't be on, and he co-hosted with me, and he wanted to do Nightmare City. Then I said, no way. There's no way I can do Nightmare City on an episode where Sam isn't on.
No.
So this is us finally, we're finally getting to doing it.
Yeah. And then don't forget the drive-in's coming up soon. We'll be heading out to beautiful Vandergrift.
Vandergrift, PA.
Yep.
At the Riverside Drive-In, our biannual event, not our event. It's promoted by George Reese, the Riverside Drive-In, in association with Gene, who you've seen on the show here. So,
come sit with us.
There if you can.
Yeah, come sit with us. I have a drink already, Bill, that I think I'm making for you. I actually took a picture of it in a menu last night because I got so excited, and I said, "This is a Bill drink." It is
so good to me.
Vanilla vodka, butter shots, rum chata, banana liquor, and cream.
I like it already.
100%. It's called the Banana Cha-Cha.
The kind of cha-cha that Queen Latifah was, or not Queen Latifah. Missy Elliott.
Missy Elliott. Yeah. I don't know.
Before you come, I need to shave my cha-cha.
Well, thanks everybody for staying up late with us. We'll talk to you soon.
22nd. And City of the Walking Dead on the TIATF. See you then. Bye.
Under 17 not admitted without parents or guardian. Under 17 not admitted without parents or guardian.